When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a emo type of sing-along. Excuse the hair. Basically, before I get into the E2 video, I just want to say that I love the every time I get a Patreon member, when you comment, when you use my referral code, that means the world to me. If you don't want to subscribe to Patreon, just keep using referral code. If you don't want to use referral code, subscribe to Patreon, whichever. Yeah, let's get into it. France, Bolivia, and UK. Tiles are going crazy. How do we react? All right, so this is pretty simple. When you see something like that is normally $1 or $2 or even less than that, and you see it going for $25 or $50, that is not real. That is just people being able to buy and cross trade well above market value consistently. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your search bar when you go to buy land and search the area in question and then see what the new tile price is. Want to see what the new tile price is? Definitely use that as reference. I've talked a lot about advertising. Someone asked, if you purchase land, will you get to choose what advertisements are explained on your land, which advertisements are put on your land? And at present, the developers are not releasing the exact scope for the feature. It is definitely something they will aim for, and they don't want to give details that might change for now. So they just don't want to tell you something, and then 6 months later they do something else. We imagine the users will most likely just want to advertise. Will just want advertisements to run automatically on their land, as this would be a time task to choose between which ones are okay or not. However, a big belief we have on Earth 2 is to allow landowners to have as much control as possible over what they have bought. So it is possible that we will allow choosers to to procure ads, to be able to say yes or no on it. But most likely, if you're going to want that ad revenue, you're just going to want it to play. It really won't matter. Now, there are some people that, well, let's just say, hate Disney. Like, I don't want any Disney ads. I'm going to make sure there's no Disney ads because childhood trauma and whatnot. So you're going to have that. You're going to have people that just have problems with certain companies. But for the most part, you just want everything to play as often as possible because that's how you get more money. There is a couple different ways to go over this. Big companies will probably do one of two things. One, they'll probably buy tiles close to major attractions and advertise on those tiles, or buy out someone's building or project. If they get a lot of foot traffic, for example, if someone spent, say, $400 building an in-game maze or something along those lines, something fun, a big company could come and then pay them 10x or 100x for what they built it for, if that benefits them. Because again, big companies have marketing budgets in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most of their workers think that that banners work. Banners are those little rectangular things at the bottom of your phone, which go to when you're on a separate page. There's a banner, and they have the tiniest little X's in front of them that you can't click. Right now, most companies think that those banners work. They think that it makes us want to buy their product. Once they figure out that we want nothing to do with that, once they figure out that that is awful, the only way they think that works is because when we can't click that X, when we can't click it, and we miss it because that X is so small, and we hit the banner and it takes us to the other website, that's an impression. That is something that says, oh, somebody clicked our Anabrad. That means it's working. They're not viewing how many people go from this site to this site and buy something. They're just saying how many people go from this page to this page because of the banner. And a lot of these higher ups in advertising think that it works. All they have to do is show that number, say, see, it's working. And they continue to get money for advertising budget. It's absolutely bananas. Once they figure out that being able to go advertise what foot traffic is, make viral videos, this is going to be one of the big ways for companies to advertise. Right now, most of the companies think that, basically no more magazines, no more radio spots, no more commercials. Now, there will probably be radio and music in here. Like I said, there might be a top Billboard 100 of in-game music. It could be original music, it could be mixtures of stuff, like how Lindsey Sterling, when she plays a violin at her concert, she doesn't just do a Pokemon song or a Hyrule Melody song. She'll make a combination of all the video game songs, playing a little bit of Pokemon, a little bit of Hyrule, a little bit of Assassin's Creed, whatever you have. They might do that in game. You have people cut and mix things. Again, I would certainly absolutely love it if Pokemon music was in it. Um, Back in 1997, there was a website called the $1,000,000 website. It was 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, and basically little spec, each little spec, each little pixel was sold for $1, and it started off pretty slow. But as companies thought, like, oh, everyone's going to this website, they would pay $1 per pixel to be able to go and put their company name, put their company logo. I would do the exact same thing, and it was called the $1,000,000 website. You could zoom in, you could be big enough. That's something where I would do that. And if you can do that here, I will advertise. I mean, I'll advertise on my own land, but I'll put ads for my videos. Real Randy Chavez, news, whatever it is, media. It'd be like Joe Jonah Jameson was like, oh, this is gonna happen, Spider-Man. And there might be mysteries like that. There might be people you say like, okay, here's our username. There also might be people that say, here's your username. Their username's a question mark, and they go around in like a mask, and you might have to figure out who they are. That would be really cool. That'd be something that I'm looking forward to. Wolfgang has said, if people stop buying, if they lose interest, whatever, the tile price will go down. So if there's ever a time where people saying like, you know what, let's walk away from this, tile price will go down. However, that doesn't mean that when all the tiles are bought, that the price will go down. Excuse me. Just because there's no more tiles to buy, that means people aren't buying. There will always be cross traders. There will always be people that say, okay, well, this is something that I want to buy, and people will sell that land. So I wouldn't worry about that. The only time I would really worry about that is if people just stop buying, the game loses interest. That's something that would be the only way the tile price would go down. Which, again, this could go to the moon, or this could all go to zero. I don't know, but for me, I'm definitely keeping my money in. Colosseum in Rome sold for $2,500. I thought that was very interesting as well. People buying landmarks for very, very cheap, and being able to sell it at those prices. I have this theory, this mantra, buy and hold. Again, I've told people before, I'll say it again. In the stock market, whether it's E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, whatever you have, it is not money going from the poor to the rich. I mean, it kind of is, because people they freak out. And the best advice I could give, at least that what works for me, is be greedy when others are fearful. Like right now, you have a lot of people saying, oh, this is a scam, this isn't going to work out. How can anyone really withdraw their money? Obviously, of course, there's multiple videos on that. People withdrawing their money. People are fearful right now. They're not all in. They're just like, I'll put a little bit in. And I wish I could pay this Trophy Kangas card off right now so I could put more money in. Be greedy when others are fearful, and then be fearful when others are greedy. When you have, again, that doesn't pertain to this game right now. That usually only pertains to stock markets. But you have a transfer of wealth normally in the stock market, and Pokemon too, from the inpatient to the patient. People that trade a lot, people that buy and sell a lot, they're not going to make as much money as someone who just buys and holds. That's just been the general rule, whether it's stocks, Pokemon, commodities like gold and silver, real estate. That's just generally what happens. So, guys, I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Smash the like button. Plains for Randy. Guidebook Gaming. Meow. Oh, someone made me a meme also. I'll put that in my next video.